world right now. Undefeated, coming off of a string of emphatic victories over 3 future Hall of Famers. And fresh off of capturing his second world title, is now threatening to walk away from the lightweight throne before even defending it. And, on the surface, a lot of fans as well as critics might think that this is a little irrational, and Ilia Topuria might be doing a little too much. And, a lot of them are calling it, cowardice and ducking. But to others who truly understand the nuances of what's happening here, it's something entirely different. And Ilia Topuria just made a stance built on merit, principle, as well as legitimacy, and not fear. But first things first, let's start off with a little bit of context. And Arman Tsarukyan is the #1 contender at lightweight, and he's earned that position with a razor-thin decision victory over Charles Oliveira, Charles do Bronx. And honestly, while it was a fight that could have gone either way, I personally gave it to Arman Tsarukyan. And, it was a technical back-and-forth scrap with some moments where Arman Tsarukyan looked great, but also moments where he did kind of look a little vulnerable. Now, that same Charles Oliveira, Charles do Bronx, who gave Arman Tsarukyan so many problems, was just flatline stiffened in the very first round by Ilia Topuria in one of the most definitive performances of the year. And, now, with that being said, you've kind of got to put yourself in Ilia's shoes. Because from Ilia's point of view, the math is simple. If I just dismantled the man who you barely edged past, then why should I feel compelled to fight you right now? But then again, it's a whole lot deeper than just MMA math, because Ilia Topuria's beef with Arman Tsarukyan doesn't come from fear or this imaginative fact that he's quote-unquote ducking. It comes from a lack of trust. I mean, let's not forget that the only reason why Arman Tsarukyan hasn't already fought for a world title yet is because he pulled out of his already scheduled world title matchup with Islam Makhachev on just 16 hours short notice. Citing a back injury that was never publicly confirmed. And, that decision, whether justified or not, kind of buried some bridges with Arman Tsarukyan as well as the UFC higher up as well as leadership. And in a company that prioritizes dependability and event security, that matters immensely. And so while the UFC may not trust Arman Tsarukyan right now, neither does Ilia Topuria.